Hello and welcome. Before we begin, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly started a day on your own terms? Not rushing, not reacting, not already feeling behind. This is not just a video. This is a story. A story about mornings, about discipline, about the quiet power that most people never discover. If you're listening to this right now, there's a reason. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Now listen carefully. At 4:59 a.m. the world is quiet. No emails waiting. No messages demanding attention. No one asking for anything. Just silence. Most people never experience this hour, not because they can't wake up early, but because they don't understand what this hour really represents. They think it's about discipline, about productivity, about forcing yourself to do hard things. But it's not. This hour is about identity. It's about deciding who you are before the world decides for you. Somewhere in a small apartment, a man sits on the edge of his bed. Not energized, not inspired, just awake. For years, his mornings had looked the same, rushing, reacting, already behind before the day even started. He used to believe that one day motivation would arrive, that clarity would suddenly appear. That confidence would show up first. It never did. What showed up instead was frustration. He worked hard, but felt stuck, stayed busy, but felt empty, consumed information, but never transformed. Until one quiet morning, something shifted. Not externally, internally. He realized a truth that felt uncomfortable but undeniable. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your routines. That morning, nothing dramatic happened. No breakthrough, no lightning bolt of inspiration. Just resistance. Every excuse appeared on time. Every reason to quit sounded logical, but he stayed. Not because he felt powerful, but because he understood something most people miss. Mastery begins in moments that feel insignificant. That morning wasn't heroic. It was boring, quiet, and comfortable. And that's exactly why it mattered. Most transformations don't start with big moments. They start with repetition. They start with showing up when no one is watching. When there's no applause. When there's no immediate reward. And this is where most people turn back. Because the ego wants excitement, but growth wants consistency. The man didn't try to change his whole life. He just protected 1 hour, no phone, no news, no noise, just focus. That hour slowly became sacred. Movement to wake the body, reflection to calm the mind. Creation to sharpen direction. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated. Just intentional. Over time, something subtle began to happen. His day stopped controlling him. He started controlling his days. What most people don't understand about waking up early is that it has nothing to do with time. It has everything to do with self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself early in the morning, your mind starts trusting you again. And when the mind trusts you, confidence stops being forced. It becomes natural. Most people think confidence comes from success. But confidence is built in private, in silence, in repetition. Morning after morning, the man showed up. Even when his mind argued against him, even when progress felt invisible. No breakthroughs, no dramatic wins, just effort. And effort is where egos die. Because effort demands humility. It asks you to do the same thing without guarantees. This is why most people quit early routines. Not because they're hard, but because they expose impatience. They force you to confront a truth you can't escape. You want results faster than you're willing to grow. The early morning stripped away illusions. There was no audience, no shortcuts, just the work and the mirror. In that mirror, the man noticed patterns. How often he avoided deep thinking, how easily he reached for distraction, how uncomfortable silence felt. Silence is dangerous to an untrained mind. Because in silence, you hear yourself, your doubts, your excuses, your fears. Most people spend their lives running from that voice. They fill their days with noise so they don't have to listen. The man did the opposite. He leaned in. At first, the silence was loud, restless, unsettling, but over time, it softened, and clarity replaced chaos. Ideas formed without force. Solutions surfaced naturally. Decisions felt cleaner. This is what happens when the mind finally has space. The world trains you to react. The morning trains you to lead. Reacting feels urgent. Leading feels intentional. The man realized something critical. Most stress doesn't come from workload. It comes from lack of control. And control is built before the day begins. By the time the world demanded his attention, he had already invested in himself. He wasn't depleted. He was prepared. Prepared doesn't mean fearless. It means grounded. Pressure still existed. Challenges didn't disappear, but panic was gone. Because he trusted himself. Trust is earned. Not through big promises, but through small-kept ones. Every morning he showed up. He deposited trust into himself. And over time, it compounded. People around him noticed something different. He wasn't louder. He wasn't busier. He was calmer. And calmness is a sign of control. The morning had done its work. Not by adding more hours, but by removing friction, removing noise, removing indecision, removing excuses. Waking up early wasn't a sacrifice. It was leverage. One focused hour in the morning outperformed 10 distracted hours later in the day. Because attention is finite, and the morning is when it's pure. The man stopped waiting for motivation. He built systems that made motivation irrelevant. He stopped asking, "Do I feel like it?" and started asking, "Who do I choose to become?" Every morning, he answered with action. There were still nights when comfort whispered to him. The bed felt warm. The excuses felt reasonable. But so did regret, and slowly, a choice became clear. Comfort now or pride later, distraction now or freedom later. He chose later, again, and again, and again. One day, without warning, the effort stopped feeling heavy. What once required discipline became identity. He was no longer someone who tried to improve. He was someone who kept promises to himself. That was the real transformation, not the clock, the character. And this is why the morning matters, not because it makes you better than others, but because it makes you better than who you were yesterday. And this is where this story pauses, because what you've heard so far is only the foundation. In the next video, the story goes deeper into why discipline outlasts motivation, why solitude creates mastery, and why protecting your mornings can quietly change everything else in your life. If this spoke to you, the next one will challenge you. This was only the beginning.